Hi, I'm doing a quick video on how to get your Anvil Foundry fan to quiet. So I've turned the Foundry upside down, and there's only 3 screws that you need to remove from the Anvil Foundry. The standard Phillips screw head, not really anything special about that. I also want to make sure that the power is off, so I am going to turn the power off here in just a second. And actually, here's I disconnected from the wall outlet. Okay, so I've removed the screws, and the whole bottom comes off. And inside, you'll see basically the entire system. Looks like what they did is they make the bottom part and they put it on. Make sure the power is off. The unit's unplugged. And to look at the left side, you'll see the power in, and then this is the fan. The fan has a heat sink and a sensor. And this sensor will go to the PCB, and it will send a signal. I don't know what that is, but it sends a signal to ramp up or slow down the fan. While we're in here, I looked at the PCB, and there's only 2 screws that hold the PCB. You could probably pretty easily replace this. Take a picture of it, replace it if you needed to. So that's basically the inside. You'll notice that it's pretty well designed. You see the 3 heat rings, and it's very tidy inside of there. You got the little reset button in the middle, and that will reset if you go dry on the heat. On the outside of the brew unit, you'll see this switch. You can unscrew that and go to 122/40. Right next to that is the fan assembly. The screws go through the body and into this heat sink and fan. There's a little, looks like a computer fan really to me. What you want to make sure is that the fan and the heat sink kind of lined up, so it may have gotten bumped. So keep that in mind. Just take a look at it, kind of seat it up, and then we'll power it on. Okay, you're going to power on. It's going to be hot, so you got to be really careful. I'm leaving the audio on in the background. You can kind of hear. Don't stick your hand in here, but just make sure that the fan is running properly. Limit your test to a few seconds so that it doesn't overheat.
Adjust the fan. One thing I did notice, this fan could be contacting this post.
One thing I did here, I didn't show the reassembly. All you got to do is put the lid or the bottom back on if there's 3 screws. And now I'm doing kind of a wet test. I'm going to power the unit up and then see what happens. For this part, I'm going to leave the original audio on. It does get a little bit loud, but then dissipates later.
Let's go to 2% and 3%.
The motor here does make quite a bit of noise, but I've got the microphone right next to it, so it's really not that bad at a distance. And then the fan eventually will spin down, and you can barely hear it, as you'll hear in the next few minutes here at the end of the video.
Okay, so let's go down to let's get this up a little bit to take it to 110. .3% power. See if it makes less noise.
Okay, right now what I'm doing is playing with the power setting to see if the fan responds. It does have a little bit of lag. That's probably a safety feature. So eventually the fan goes right down. You can barely hear it.
Get the power. See what happens. Sorry.
Right. Eventually, things quiet down quite a bit. The unit seems to be relatively quiet. I want to remind everybody this it could be a dangerous adventure, so be careful with the power inside of your unit. Thanks for watching.